Hey there, if we haven't met yet, I'm Ness. I'm the co-founder of Business Together, where we help women with established purpose-driven businesses to smash through finally to those six-figure incomes without needing to do it all alone, and also with being able to provide a circuit breaker. One of the things I notice with women in business, and I have to include myself in this, my previous self in this, is that we sometimes think that in order to double our income, we actually have to work twice as hard. And what I want you to think about is that that actually is not true. So it's what we call in the coaching world a limiting belief. It means it limits us from being able to forge through and achieve the kind of success that we want to. I always remember thinking when I would see people like Oprah Winfrey or, Bill Gates, people that are super wealthy that run maybe multiple businesses, and I'd go, what is it about them? They don't have more than 24 hours in a day, and surely they can't be like exponentially smarter than me to be able to figure out how to earn that much money. So it got me thinking around my own beliefs. And this is what I'm here to help you to bust today, is some of these thoughts that we have. So when we look at our whole philosophy around working harder, it kind of allows us or keeps us and holds us back from being able to move beyond the income level that we currently are. So thanks to Denise Duffield Thomas, the terminology she uses is the energetic income level. And what that means is if you look back over the last 2 years of your income for your business, plus your current year and how you're going and projecting, and then look to the future 2 years around what you want to earn, what are your goals around your income, then you graph that, you actually get to see where your energetic level stops. And in order to bust through to the next level, to multiple six figures, this is where we need to be able to shift our mindset and start to do things differently in order to get a different result. So my first question to you is, where does that belief come from? If you associate with, I have to work harder in order to earn more money. So where did you learn that? What evidence do you have that proves that as a fact? Like, could you go into a court of law and be able to hold your hand up and say, yes, it's a fact that you do. Everybody in the world has to work twice as hard in order to earn more money. And we know that that's not true. I'm sure there are examples of women in business that you're aware of who don't work twice as hard as you and earn maybe more than twice as much as you. So what I want us to think about is, what are some ways that we can actually create a change to prove that we don't have to work harder immediately? And I'm going to run through 4 with you. The first one is about increasing your prices. I remember back in 2019, I was in a mastermind group over in America, and I had an amazing mentor. And I remember at one of our face-to-face sessions, he talked to me about what my charge rate was for group facilitation. So I worked in corporate and did some facilitation for leaders. And what I kind of was a little bit embarrassed to admit was I hadn't actually put up my price since when I started working. And what I found was I was nowhere near the benchmark of what other consultants were charging. So my clients never said anything. They never said you're charging way less than others. And you know, the funny thing is, they never said anything when I went back to them and said, hey, listen, I'm changing my rates and this is the new rate. It was more than double, and they still paid me to do it. And it meant my profitability that year went up significantly. The second way that you can look at doubling your income without doubling your effort is to look at the structure of your team and the work that you do. So for example, I'll have a client who charges out at an hourly rate, but she's quite a skilled professional. And some of the work that she does, she loves doing. It's a really challenging work compared to the easy work, you know, the stuff that she could do with her eyes closed. So we started talking about what are other options she could use in her business. Maybe she could charge her rate at a higher rate and then have a junior come in that she oversees and charges that work at a lower rate, so that there's some sort of margin within the business for that workload. The third way is about looking to move beyond our hourly rates, if you're on an hourly rate, to more leveraged income. So a great example I saw of this last year was an accountant who normally works one-on-one with clients. You know, the accountant normally charges you for the time that they bill. And what she did was she brought together a group of her clients and she ran a webinar series over, I think it was over 4 weeks, and she was teaching them about cash flow management so that they didn't just push everything aside to their accountant, that they were learning around their businesses. And what she did with that is she was able to offer that for free as a value add to her client base. But then she created a program for that and she sold that program. So for every time that sale came through, she was making money without actually having to work twice as hard because she was reaching a much wider audience. And the fourth thing is, how about outsourcing some of those jobs that are taking up your time that could be done by somebody else? So this is where we look at, you can focus your time and energy on either delivering services at your rates or talking with people in the pipeline, potential clients, and having sales conversations while somebody else is doing your admin, your bookkeeping, or in my case, I think the very first thing that I did when I went into business was I got cleaners. So I didn't really want to spend my weekend cleaning my house. And I knew that if I, in that startup phase of uncertainty, I would probably end up doing more housework than work. So think about the ways that you can outsource parts of your business, maybe to a VA or to a consultant who can come in and do a piece of work for you. So there are 4 ways already to start to shift that belief, that mindset that says, I've got to work twice as hard if I want to double my income or more, because you don't. And that's a reality. And I think it's really important to start exploring all these options so that you're able to bust the myth and then start to see the benefits of working smarter rather than working harder. When you take the step back and give yourself that opportunity and that space to be creative in the different ways that you can increase your income, that's when you can make a really, really big difference. I trust that's been of use to you. I'd love if you could share with me which of those 4 tips is the one that you're going to follow up and implement in your business. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye.